This video has kindly been sponsored by CrowdScores, the app that allows you to chat with other fantasy football users and be notified of goals and assists from all your fantasy players. Download the app now using the link in the description.
Warning, the player selections you're about to see may flop miserably. FPL TV cannot be held responsible for any of your own transfer shockers. Please, FPL responsibly.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Point Predictor, the series where I pick 5 players that I think will score 4 points or more in the upcoming FPL Gameweek. Within these predictions, I can only select one player per club, and I must follow the categories shown on screen. Before making some predictions for FPL Gameweek 9, let's very quickly look back at my choices from Gameweek 8 and see how they performed. So unfortunately, a very poor 1 out of 5 correct picks before the international break, with Eden Hazard sparing my blushes and helping me to avoid the full house of blanks, with 14 points away to Southampton. The rest of my choices, however, ended up being real shockers, with Harry Kane particularly agonising, only getting the 1 point at home to relegation candidates Cardiff. So let's put this very poor week of choices behind us and see if I can improve things with my predictions for Game Week 9. For my defensive option this game week, I've selected Arsenal's Hector Bellerin. Now, I can't say I'm feeling too confident of an Arsenal clean sheet here, especially given their opponents Leicester, who have already scored 7 goals in 4 away games this season. I very nearly opted for a Newcastle defender for their home fixture against Brighton, but with them being so out of form, it just made sense to pick a side who are playing far better and a defender who offers attacking threat, so Bellerin ticked both of these boxes. Arsenal seem to be going from strength to strength lately and are now on a run of 6 straight wins. So even though they've been a bit suspect defensively, they've still managed to only concede 1 goal in their last 3 home games. If they aren't able to keep Leicester from scoring though, then I'm simply hoping Bellerin can pop up with some attacking returns. And with 20 penalty area touches already this season, he might just do it. My budget midfield option this week goes to the informed Gylfi Sigurdsson. Among midfielders, the 7.4 million rated man is in red-hot form and possesses some of the most outstanding attacking stats over the last 4 game weeks. In just these last 4 matches, Sigurdsson has scored 4 goals, produced 16 goal attempts and created 14 chances, so he's topping many of the charts here and looks to be showing signs of his FPL best. This will by no means be an easy game, with Palace only conceding 3 goals in their last 4, but ultimately they are on a poor run of results, with a draw and 2 defeats. So given that Everton are playing at home, coupled with Sigurdsson's impressive stats, hopefully he can return points in this game. My premium midfield option this game week goes to Mo Salah. The Egyptian is the second most sold player heading into Game Week 9, with over 200,000 managers ditching the Liverpool forward. This was down to a mixture of generally poor form, but also that injury he picked up during the international break. Well, the news appears to be good for those managers who remained patient, as Salah has now trained with the squad and looks set to start this very appealing fixture against Huddersfield. Despite not delivering the kind of FPL hauls we expected so far this season, Salah's stats still appear very promising, averaging 4 goal attempts per game. So even though he's definitely out of form, this appears to be the perfect game to end his dry spell, facing a Huddersfield side who have already conceded 17 goals this season. For the budget forward, under 8 million, I've chosen Jimenez of Wolves. So far, Jimenez only boasts the 2 goals this season, but he has become quite the provider, with 4 assists in total, 3 of which have come in the last 3 games. Despite this fairly low goal tally, his stats suggest he could be due one in Game Week 9. Over the last 4 game weeks, the Mexican has produced 13 goal attempts, which, for strikers under 8 million, is bettered only by Mitrovic. In addition to all these very promising stats, my main thinking behind picking Jimenez is his opponents Watford, and the fact that they'll be missing 3 of their usual defenders this game week. Both Holobas and Kabasele are missing through suspension, whilst Janmaat is out injured, so this will no doubt be a makeshift defence for Watford, and given the form of Wolves, you'd expect them to get a few goals under these circumstances. My premium forward option this game week goes to FPL favourite Aguero. This is definitely a tough one for me, as I'm still deciding whether to bring in Aguero for my personal team this week or not. But given the Argentine's stats this season, he does seem to be a pretty safe bet going into this game against Burnley. Although he's only played a maximum of 65 minutes in each of the last 4 game weeks, incredibly, he's still produced the most goal attempts in that time with 18. He also boasts the most penalty area touches within these 4 weeks, which really is impressive considering he's played significantly less minutes than all the other forward options. Opponents Burnley have improved recently, with 7 points from their last 3 games. But considering they conceded 4 goals away to Fulham earlier in the season, this test away to Man City could be too much for them. So that wraps up Game Week 9's point predictor. Hopefully it's not a complete failure like last week's episode, and let me know what you guys think of my choices below. Good luck to all of you for Game Week 9, FPL responsibly, and I'll catch you all next week.